Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and I'm Ivor, and today we're going to talk about everything you should know about law school and also answering the questions that you asked me on my Instagram. And as the reason why I'm not pursuing a legal career, check this video out where I talk about why you shouldn't be a lawyer. And if you guys want to know what I'm up to after I left law, check this video out. Okay, I'm just gonna get cozy in my car because it's raining and I'm just wearing a sweater. Okay, a friend of mine dropped out of law school and I'm just curious why are there so many? Yeah, example me. Because a lot of people wanted to study law degree because they watch fucking Suits or any legal movies that make them look cool. They all think that law is acting so cool, looking like a cool lawyers in the court, and it's not like that. When I was in my first year, there was like 300 people in my class, and then second year 100-ish, and then the third year only like 50 people. And probably they found out how much lawyers are being paid after they graduate. Best thing about law school? I prefer law assignments rather than like paper exams that you sit in the exams hall. That gives me so much anxiety. Other than that, this law school is a sham. Getting an internship during the summer, like your academic breaks, it's so much fun because you get to know how people work in the law firms rather than just going to college. Because I feel like law school doesn't really provide the adequate knowledge for you to prepare to enter the legal professions at all. It's just very theoretical. It's not practical at all. But seriously, the best thing that has ever happened that I actually feel that I gained a lot of experience was throughout my whole legal career was the pupillage, where I get to do the pro bono, which is I provide free legal aid services to the underprivileged people. That's when the time I feel like my knowledge is useful. So if your university has any pro bono or whatever legal aid event, just join them because you get to help people and you realize how privileged we are. How many years does it take to finish law school? From Malaysia and UK and any other Commonwealth countries. So 1 year of foundation or A-levels, I took A-levels, and 3 years of law degree. 1 year of bar school. If you're talking about UK bar, it would be the BPTC. If you're talking about Malaysia, it would be the CLP. It's like it takes 1 year. And if you want to be qualified as a lawyer, you gotta take 1 more year of pupillage. That would take like 6 years. What are the minimum requirements for law? It really depends of the university that you apply to. I don't know, my A-levels grade were really bad. Like, I only got like C, D or something. Like, it's not even A or it's not even B. Just check out your local law school. Like, they probably have lower entry levels than overseas. Is law really hard? If you watch my video, it's basically 9 minutes straight of me bashing about how I'm not good in law because I'm not passionate about it. So, in conclusion, if you're not passionate about it, of course you're gonna find law difficult. So does anything else like architecture or whatever, but it really depends on your strength. It varies according to your abilities and your personality. Like if you're good in writing, you like reading, you like a lot of words, not a lot of maths, then law is probably for you. The subject, not the career. Some people may find video editing is really difficult, but for me, I like it so much. I don't think it's difficult at all because I would spend my time learning from YouTube tutorials and I did not even complain 1 second from doing so much video editing. Short answer, chase after your passion. So anything is difficult if you don't like it. Just find something that you like, then you eventually just make it possible and easy. So how much did it cost for my entire law degree? Fucking a lot. Okay, I know there are gonna be comments saying that, oh, you're so spoiled, you're like the privileged kids who get to send to overseas and study law and all that. Yeah, then what am I supposed to do? I'm very grateful. I appreciated every privilege that I had, but if you've been offered this kind of like study abroad thing, of course you're gonna take it. My situation is a little bit different. My situation is a little bit different because I studied overseas and I did like twinning. First year and second year in KL, Big Fields Asia College is like total of 33k, because I still remember it because I loan a PTPN, I'm still paying it. And then the final year, I went to Cardiff University, and that cost is around like 120k ringgit, because the tuition fee is like 11k for a whole academic year. So, and for the bar course, I did it in BBP Bristol, so it's definitely cheaper than studying in London. The tuition fee is like 15k. So that 2 years studying in UK, I already spent like 240k ringgit. So that's like a price of a house. What the fuck? And where does it get me? I'm just here making YouTube videos. Did you get a scholarship for a degree? Yeah, pharma scholarship. No, because I'm not smart enough. In Malaysia, it's really hard for non-Malays to get JPS scholarships to study overseas. I'm gonna leave that there. Is law school worth it? It really depends if you like it or not. These are very broad questions. Like, you need to ask yourself, like, do you like law at all? Like, do you plan on pursuing a legal career after that? Or did you sacrifice your passion and choose law? Only go to law school if you really like it, because law school is freaking expensive. Don't repeat the mistakes that I made. Now I'm just a disgrace to my parents. You should encourage all lawyers who has no passion at all to switch like you. I know, I've been telling everyone, friends that I met in pupillage, like, if you guys have so much hatred about your legal profession and your law firms and your boss, like, why don't you switch careers for, you know, at least to try other job fields before you settle down? Y'all, I swear to God, I've been telling everyone, I've been posting on my IG stories, like, I even made a video like why you shouldn't do law. They're just not listening. I mean, I understand, because it takes a lot of courage to be out of your comfort zone and just chase after your passion. Like, this is some weird shit that I'm on. I feel like the reason why they are so afraid of getting out of law, because they haven't found what they like yet. So they just wanna, you know, get a job to pay their bills, like pay whatever they want. It's okay if you still stay in law, but please actively seek for your passion. Like, if you don't like law, please leave. Is it really hard for foreigners to get a job in UK as a law grad or bar grad or whatever? To be very honest, yes, because first they need to pay your visa, and our visa, if I'm not mistaken, is around like 20,000 pounds per year. Not only you need to convince the law firm that you apply to that you're worth that price, you also need to compete with a local law grad who probably like graduated from Oxford or Cambridge, because the people who stay until the bar course, they did not come to play. But don't let these factors put you off from applying jobs in UK, because I have a friend, her sister is working in a law firm in London as a solicitor, not barrister. Barristers are so much harder to get a job there. Is it worth taking a bar course in UK if you are financially capable to do that? Then yes. I feel like it gives so much confidence boost to me, and I learned so much. It's hands down the best course that I've ever been in. Better than a 3 years law degree, because it's like a public speaking Toastmaster course shit. And if you want to compare bar and CLP, it's like totally different thing. Like, yeah, like for bar we have the paper exams, but also it's more catered to the practicality of working in the law firms. But it really depends, because I've seen people who took the CLP and they're still doing better than the bar course people. So why do Malaysians study BPTC when they can study CLP in Malaysia? I guess because the legal qualification exams in Malaysia, which is CLP, is fully paper-based. It's just like an extension to your law degree. They don't have an advocacy course, they don't have conference, they don't have opinion writing course, no draftings, I guess. And also the bar has a better passing rate compared to the CLP in Malaysia, because I heard that they have quota, 10% of people will pass. To what extent our law results would reflect to our future legal careers? Only for the final year of the law school, because that determines like you get first class or second upper, right? But if you're applying to big law firms, they want your results from first year and second year and third year, and some of them even ask for A levels. But if you're applying to small and medium law firms, they don't really care about your previous results as long as you pass CLP or bar course. How much are lawyers being paid in Malaysia from fresh grad to experienced level? So the structure is like this: small, medium, big, and international firms. For junior lawyers in the capital of Malaysia, which is KL, they would get at least 3,000 ringgit in Malaysia. If you go to the medium firm, it's probably like 3-5, and if you go to big firms, at least 4K and above. But do expect long working hours. And if you go out of the capital city, it would probably range from as low as 2K to the highest 3-5 or 4K highest. And to my knowledge, the increments for lawyers really varies according to different law firms. I think 1 year they only increase like 100 to 200 ringgit. So like first year you get like 3K, and then the next year, the second year would be like what, 3,002 or 300. That's all. What are the job opportunities other than being a lawyer for law grads? In Malaysia, some of the companies still prefer law grads, even if they are not in a legal profession. Some banks, they prefer law grads for some reason. If you're not doing law firms, you can do like a compliance manager or whatever. And also you can do business consultants in a consulting firm. Or you can pick up a skills and be a social media producer like me and a content creator. Any tips on researching? Yes, other than the Westlaw, LexisNexis and all that, the best way to do your researches is to get different friend groups, because I feel like it's so much quicker to ask someone who has probably done that particular legal area. In law, you gotta know everyone, you gotta be friends with everyone, and whenever you need to research on something, you gotta be like, oh wait, didn't that guy work in that specific IP area, so I should ask them. You know, like, it's better to do like that. It's so much faster. Okay? How to study BPTC when your professors suck? I think it pretty much happens to every law grads, because so far I haven't met any good law lecturers. Because if you think about it, the good law students, they're always gonna be ended up in law firms instead of being a law lecturers. Like people who go for masters in law, they're more drawn into like the legal theories. In my bar course, my lecturers and mentors were practicing lawyers. They were pretty good. I tried a few one-on-one sections with them, and they gave a really good feedback. But it really all depends on you, because bar course is really just like a course that preps you and reflects how you're gonna act while you're working in the law firm. I would say form a study group and discuss with your study mates. Just keep practicing your advocacy, just keep doing past year questions. Make sure you have ample time to prepare all of your exams. You can't just wing your bar course like your law degree. It's different. So if you're an introvert, are you suitable to be a lawyer? I mean, you can choose not to go to court, not to be a litigation lawyer, not to be a criminal lawyer. You can be a conveyancing or a corporate lawyer or banking lawyers. But the legal profession relies heavily on communications and customer service, because lawyers are basically just providing legal services to the people who need their advices. You can do the paperwork lawyers like conveyancing and corporate, but at the end of the day, you still have to deal with a lot of clients, and you gotta have the soft skills to talk with bank authorities to like fasten the process of your applications. You gotta liaise with a lot of different clients because you're in the servicing industry. So if you're really introvert, and I suggest you just try studying IT, I guess. Here's the problem with these questions about memorizing and still get bad results in your law degree. Here's the thing. Because a lot of people think that law degree is all about memorizing case law and statutes, but it's more on the analytical sides and the critical thinking. Like you can be memorizing all the case laws you know, but you still don't know how to apply it to the questions. You still fail. So don't worry if you have bad memorizing skills, because I don't. You just need to practice past your questions until the case laws are really planted in your mind, and then you know how to apply. I hope this gives a better picture about law schools and law grads and everything about law. I want to say this before this video ends. Just because you study a specific or particular degree doesn't mean that you have to stuck with that for your entire life, for the rest of your life. Because imagine this, you're 18 years old and you just freshly graduated from high school, and you probably got influenced by your peers and your parents saying that, oh, you should go for professionals and you should go for jobs that let you earn a lot of money. And then you probably make a mistake to choose a subject or a degree for 5 years. And funny thing about education system, because there's no try or testing period for you guys to know what kind of job would this degree give me, and what am I getting myself into for the 5 years. I mean, I will look at it as a phase of life. First reaction when I tell people that, oh, I'm a content creator now, but I used to study law. The first reaction is always, but don't you feel like it's wasted? You spend like 5 years studying law and then you're not doing law. Typical. From what I see, I'd rather waste my 5 years of academic years rather than doing something that I don't like for the rest of my life. So if that video is not convincing enough to tell you guys to chase after a passion and you still want to choose law, great! That means you actually like law, I think. So that's all I got for you guys. If you guys have any more questions, just leave comments down below. Until then, take care, stay safe, and choose passion over anything.